Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Pink, and this is the other half of the movie review double feature that I did with my family, where I got to see He-Man and then Obsession, but y'all wanted Obsession first. I actually liked this movie. Thought it was gonna be like a cheap cash grab kind of movie because nostalgia baited. Remember you played with these toys and watched the shows and the memes back in the day? It took me by surprise that this was actually a pretty decent film, so let's get into it. So I thought it was cute that during the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer opening credit sequence, they used Cringer, the green tiger cat, instead of the usual lion. And as the credits for the movie start, we hear a modern rendition of the He-Man theme, which was really dope. We have He-Man, or Adam, narrating his own backstory in the planet of Eternia, where he lives in the capital city of Eternos. I was a little confused because they kept mentioning both, and I was like, so is that the same thing? But Eternia is the planet that Adam is from, while the city that they live in is Eternos. Also, this movie showed me how much I knew about He-Man. I don't know shit. I just remember back in the day, I had the McDonald's toys of Cringer as Battle Cat, the me, and a little bit of the cartoon as reruns, I think, on Toon Disney back in the day. A lot of the set design and the world looks really fucking cool. And I'm surprised that they pulled it off really well, because a castle with a skull on it sounds like the most cartoony thing, but they made it look really cool. But with Adam's backstory, we have him talking about the power of the cosmos / the universe was put into the Sword of Power under the watch of the sorceress. Adam comes from a lineage of warriors, and we see him as a kid, and he doesn't want to fight because he's weak, and he's also a prince. We then see Man-at-Arms, but he's called Duncan, I guess because people don't want to call him Man-at-Arms, as a leader of a unit or a commander. We have Teela sparring with Adam. We then have King Randor come in as Adam is goofing off with Teela in their sparring match, and while Duncan assures King Randor that he'll make Adam into a man, the king just decides, hey yo, fight me. And of course, Adam gets his ass beat. In this world, there is no place for the weak. Duncan tells Adam to get up and stand so that his father can see a man, not a frightened little boy, but the king never turned around, which really hurts Adam's feelings. The world, again, is really pretty in this movie, especially what they do with the colors. I love the art direction in this movie. Teela then tries to console Adam, but the kingdom just gets attacked. We see some soldiers getting their asses beat. We see a bunch of the classic characters from the show, like Ram Man, Fisto, and Mechaneck, all joining the fray. And while Duncan leads the royal family to safety with Teela, Duncan ends up fighting a big group by himself, and there's a lot of cool angles with the cinematography and some pretty good fight choreography until Trapjaw shows up. They fight for a while Duncan has the upper hand at first. Teela strays off from the royal family just to see her dad, as we find out, get beat. We see that Trapjaw planted a bomb. Duncan takes Teela and they jump out of a window to safety. We are now introduced to Skeletor. I was surprised when I heard that Jared Leto was going to be playing Skeletor, but I wanted to give him a chance because he did well, I think, in Tron Ares. I went to go see that movie back with Julian and Eric. Jared Leto did a really good job, I think, in this movie as Skeletor, even though he gave Skeletor like a British accent kind of. But I do like how they handle the comedy in this movie. It has a lot of dry and awkward comedy, and I think Jared Leto handled it well. And he looks really threatening, which I do like for his design, although part of me was expecting the cartoon voice by Alan Oppenheimer from the OG show, like, yeah, He-Man, I'm gonna fuck you up, or whatever. King Randor tries to fight them off but gets overpowered, and we see some of Skeletor's henchmen like Triclops and the Goat Man. Evelyn, which I can't say her name seriously, comes in, and Skeletor does a victory speech and laughs. And even though he's this evil entity and is the big bad of the movie, the awkward comedy kind of humbles him, and I think this is also to make him be like the silly villain that he was in the original show, so I like that a lot. Adam and his mom, Queen Marlena, run to the altar where the Sword of Power is being held with the sorceress. The sword looks cool as shit. It's a very simple design, but it looks dope. And Adam picks it up and we see lightning coming out of it, like the power of the cosmos and the universe and shit. The sorceress then makes a portal so that he can escape, but Skeletor comes in. Queen Marlena tries to defend Adam, but gets struck by Skeletor with like a lightning spell or something, and I thought she was straight up dead because she hit a wall hard as fuck and just wouldn't move. The sorceress keeps Skeletor at bay as Adam escapes, but when he goes through the portal, he ends up losing the sword, and he somehow ends up in Oklahoma City. After Adam falls through the portal, we cut to him on a date with a girl named Julie, who he has been reciting this entire backstory to. Of course, course, she's getting weirded out because it sounds like a crazy person trying to explain who they are, even though it's literally the plot of a cartoon. Adam tries to recover, but he fumbles even harder. And we cut to his roommate. We never know his name. He has this gimmick throughout the movie where he's watching a romance movie and he tries to hide it because I guess he's trying to be macho or whatever. There's also a very heavy theme of like being in touch with your emotions because we find out that Adam works in HR. Adam, distraught, comes back to his home and gives the rundown to his roommate on the date. And his roommate tries to give him advice by saying to not be weird and try to live a normal life because no one is going to understand him, even though he's his friend slash roommate. Dude, you sound crazy because no one's going to believe an evil skeleton man tried to kill your family and you went through a portal and now you're looking through a fucking sword. Which of course Adam doesn't want to take that advice. He's been trying to get home to Eternia this whole time and he's been looking for the Sword of Power. Apparently it's been 15 years since. Adam goes back to his room and he finds a box where he has a bunch of his drawings of things from Eternia. We flash back to him being a kid in class being laughed at because he's talking about historical figures. In his case, Ram Man. He passes out on his bed until the next day and he realizes he's late for work. I don't like using the term woke, but his boss is one of those new age, trying to be hip, using modern lingo, wokey type bosses. But we see that Adam hates this and he looks dead inside. We then cut to him going to a gym and he asks an older man for advice, to which the man says, you gotta get behind yourself, not in front. A front's a facade, but you back yourself, there's nothing you can't achieve. And this is Dolph Lundgren, I hope I'm saying that right, who is the He-Man from the 1987 live action movie. So I kind of like that this was like a passing of the torch in a way. This motivates Adam to continue his quest on looking for his sword, and his boss sees him doing it during work and basically threatens to fire him as he gets a text on his phone from some random person saying that they found the sword and it's Adam's for $300. Adam decides that he's just gonna walk out of the job. To quote his boss, he can kiss the place goodbye. Consensual. Adam pulls up to a Spencer's Hot Topic comic book shop and just straight up asks random people if they have his sword. Understandably, a lot of people are weirded out. The guy that actually texted Adam eventually shows up and shows that the sword is on the display of a warrior named Torok. Which, fun fact, Torok was the original name and aesthetic prototype for He-Man. I didn't know that, I just looked it up. Adam then deadass tries to just take the sword out. The lady at the store is doing her job and she's trying to get Adam to stop. Adam ends up toppling the display of Torok over, rips its arm off and takes the sword out, all while people are filming him. Adam tries to recite the iconic words but butchers it and ends up just running away with the sword. He goes back to his apartment and ends up sleeping with the sword, to which then he wakes up to getting arrested. We cut to Adam with the cops stopping on a bridge in a traffic jam while I got the power plays in the background. And the reason for this traffic jam is because people are running away from Beastman, because this whole movie is a reverse isekai, baby. Kind of. I failed to mention that Adam has been wearing a pink shirt this entire time, because then we have, for those that know the meme, the "What's going on?" song in the background, which is actually Fabulous Secret Powers by Slack Circus. If you haven't heard it, it's a classic, go check it out. Beastman corners Adam until he is saved by a woman, and surprise surprise, it's Teela, who also reverse isekai'd herself here. Apparently when Adam tried to recite the words when he lifted the Sword of Power, it sent a signal out. They make a break for it and jump off a bridge and somehow don't break their legs or anything, and we see Beastman chases after them but then gets hit by the product placement Amazon truck. I say that, but this movie was made by Amazon. They head towards Teela's ship, which she just parked out in the open. Adam and Teela warp out of there and catch up awkwardly, and while they get back to Eternia, they see that Castle Grayskull has been sieged and Skeletor wanted Eternos because he's
a bad guy.
Duh. We see a pigman waking up Skeletor and gets threatened that he'll get slaughtered like his mom. Christ. After Skeletor sends his men to fetch the sword, he feels like everything can be taken away, and if it does, what is he then? I'm surprised that the movie is showing us that realistically, Skeletor is just an insecure fuck. Teela takes Adam to meet of what remains the Royal Guard. Adam tries to prove that he's the long-lost prince by showing his driver's license and names all of the He-Men characters, which, to be honest, do sound like a kid would make up, like Ram Man and Fisto, because Fisto fists people. Adam and Teela get imprisoned, where Adam meets Roboto, who's apparently voiced by Kristen Wiig, as well as Duncan, but he is very drunk and disheveled. Skeletor sends his forces to attack the base. Roboto makes her way through so that they can escape, while also dragging Duncan. They encounter Trapjaw, and Adam tries to talk him down by using his HR skills. Adam gets his ass beat and then finally draws the sword. And now he has the power! And an explosion of light, he basically gets a magical girl transformation. I love the rendition of the He-Man theme in this scene, and it seems that the sword enhances his strength because he even rips out Trapjaw's arm gun thing because it can transform into like a scythe and shit. They hijack a ship and leave. We cut back to Skeletor, where he's insulting his henchmen by calling them fools, dolts, blockheads, and gets really bratty and sends them out again to fetch the sword and Adam. Adam is ship sick or car sick, I guess, but gets over it really quickly because he has to shoot the people that are chasing him. Meanwhile, Teela is really on her dad's ass, I believe, for just giving up after he lost against Trapjaw, and will not let him live it down because he is just a drunk now. There's like a good portion of this movie where she's just giving him a lot of shit. Adam takes over this hover motorcycle thing. To be honest, he should have died like 10 times over in this chase slash fight, but he takes out some henchmen and jacks one of their ships, GTA style. Another henchman destroys it, so Adam jumps off to the top of the ship that Teela is riding, and he somehow stops the blades of another ship with his bare hands, and then, so long, gay Bowsers, the ship away. Adam falls off and hits a tree, very cartoon-like many times, and bro, he should be dead. Skeletor then gathers the Eternia prisoners to question them about Adam and the sword. He just straight up kills the Moss Man, another character from the original show, and goes, huh? I made merch, and laughs for way too long. I love the awkward comedy in this movie. Fisto then rats out information about Adam because they was gonna kill Deanne, I think her name is. We cut back to Teela, whose ship ended up crashing, and Duncan wants to help, but Teela gives him more shit again and takes charge. Duncan then finds a crate with his old armor and cleans himself up. Meanwhile, Adam wakes up and sees a bird that may have been the sorceress this entire time, but not really until Teela finds him very easily. They meet back with Duncan. Duncan and Adam have a talk while they share a drink, even though it's mostly Duncan drinking. After that, Adam goes to talk to Teela, where he questions if he'll ever get his clothes back because of his transformation, and somehow Adam misinterprets the mood and tries to go in for a kiss, but literally gets friend-zoned. Skeletor then astral projects himself and threatens to kill Adam's parents. Adam wants to go alone, but the rest of the gang reassure that they're going with him. They trek towards Skeletor's lair, which looks really fucking cool. It's a giant snake head, and they meet Goat Man. Evelyn takes the others prisoners, while Goat Man brings Adam to Skeletor. Adam gets the sword ready, but stops when Skeletor shows him King Randor. Skeletor then has Adam jumped, and it's a really dope fight scene. The choreography was cool as shit. I had to look up what this was because I've seen it in so many cartoons and movies and things. Adam goes under the dog pile of doom and does the breakout power-up, apparently it's called, when he uses energy and breaks out of the dog pile. He defeats everyone and goes for Skeletor until he's stopped by Evelyn. Skeletor threatens to kill Randor, but Adam breaks free and shoots energy out of the sword to a wall, making it collapse, and it falls on top of Randor, kinda heavily damaging his own dad. Adam digs out the rubble and has a moment with his dad, where Randor says that he wanted to make Adam strong. Then he dies. Adam, understandably breaking down, is having a moment to himself, and Skeletor knocks him the fuck out and takes the sword. Adam, now not having the sword, powers down and has his original clothes back. He reunites with his crew and his mom, who's apparently still alive. We then see Skeletor trying to use the sword, and it doesn't work. He even recited the words correctly, so he chokes out Evelyn until she says that she can perform a ritual so that the sword will work. We go back to Duncan and Adam, who are kind of having a heart-to-heart, but Duncan says that he's not good with expressing himself. Yet Adam is the one who gives him the pep talk. And then we see Cringer, but he's big now, because I forgot to mention we saw him in the movie, but he was a cub. Adam then gathers all the prisoners for a war seminar. Can you tell he works in HR? Even reciting the quote from Dolph Lundgren. They plan to break out of the prison. The walls are made of whatever material, but the walls are made out of rock. Skeletor gets to Castle Grayskull, to the altar, and then we see Adam asking Duncan to reprogram Roboto so that she can fight and they can break out. To which then we have Queen's Princes of the Universe play as we have an 80s slow motion walk until they end up coughing from the smoke because haha, comedy. And now it's time for war. We see Ram Man, Fisto, and Deanne showing that they got hands, especially Deanne. I was really surprised that they gave her some dope fight choreography for this war. Adam lands with his crew in Cringer and they split off. Roboto and Duncan will hold off the enemies at the bridge while Adam, Teela, and Cringer go for Skeletor. Duncan and Teela have a moment before they split up, but Adam ruins it by joining in. And for those that don't know, Cringer, the tiger slash battle cat, is usually a coward, and Teela straight up calls him a pussy. Ooh, a bad word. But Adam reassures him because he calls him a battle cat, like in the original We then see Fisto, Ram Man, and Mekaneck fighting for a bit, and we see that Cringer breaks through the guards really easily because they didn't even put up a fight, and launches Adam to where the sword is at the altar, grabbing it back. We see Teela fighting Evil-Lyn, Cringer fights Beastman, and surprisingly lays paws to ass, I guess. We cut to Roboto and Duncan fighting, using a missile to take out a tower at the bridge, taking out some enemies. Trapjaw comes on a ship and fires at them, blowing up Roboto to smithereens. Duncan, it's time to get your fucking lick back, bro. They fight in a copter and he beats Trapjaw, puts a bomb in his mouth, and blows up the ship that he was on. It's then revealed that Roboto still has her head, and then we go to Adam versus Skeletor, which has great dialogue in it because we have Skeletor saying something along the lines of, "Stand still, I'm trying to annihilate you." Skeletor then fires the spell at the Sword of Power, breaking it, and without the sword, Skeletor says that Adam is nothing. And he basically puts Adam in a genjutsu, and I love this fucking sequence. He puts him through multiple scenes of his life that we've seen already during this movie. The first scene was at the gym where he has this hard ass fucking hoodie while doing some bicep curls, launches the weight at Adam, transitioning to the second scene where he was on a date with Julie, where Skeletor then switches places with her and then beats Adam into the third place, which is his workplace, or what was his workplace, where he has this dorky looking purple shirt and a cup of coffee. Skeletor then takes him out of the genjutsu and stabs him in the chest with the remnant of the sword. This sends Adam back into his room where he says that he may have died, and his roommate's kind of mad because, dude, you died right before rent is due. His drawings fly all around the room while a bird talks to him. It's the sorceress. She reminds him it's not the sword that has the power, it's him that has the power. She then tells him in past champions the power was just brute strength, but with Adam it's more than that. It's understanding, empathy, and humanity. And now Adam is ready to do what he needs to do. So he, I guess, comes back to life at Castle Grayskull. Not sure how that really worked, but he takes out the sword out of him, somehow reassembles the sword. He then properly recites the words, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power." And I love Skeletor's reaction is just, "Oh, balls." Adam transforms into his He-Man outfit and for some reason tries to have a conversation with Skeletor. Skeletor, of course, laughs and mocks him. "I'm a villain." He's literally evil for the sake of being evil. Where they then have their final fight, and this final fight is really cool with the slow motion and effects and stuff, but then it gets really fucking silly. Skeletor then mocks Adam again, saying that he has the power but doesn't know how to use it, while Adam's eyes glow as he powers up to beat Skeletor in the most cartoony way possible, because they go harder on the slow motion and have Adam make these silly fucking expressions. Adam then destroys Skeletor's staff and thus him, causing this magic implosion explosion kind of thing, where Duncan then meets up with them, and we cut to 6 months later. Kingdom is being rebuilt, Roboto gets fixed up, and we have the classic cartoon 80s group laugh, like the Duncan tries to talk to Adam, who is now wearing the iconic purple and white outfit, and everyone at this point kind of looks like their cartoon counterparts, which I really appreciated. Teela then goes up to Adam and asks about her name, which was apparently Warrior Goddess, and asks Adam what his name would be. He-Man. Is that the thing? And of course the group makes fun of him, it's a silly sounding name, and Adam ended up bringing his roommate to Eternia. Roboto then gets a distress signal, to which Adam calls Cringer to go change in secret, even though everyone knows, and we see that Cringer is now Battle Cat. They have a heroic pose in the sunset, and we get the title card of the movie, and it's over. Or is it? We have a mid-credit scene where we see Orko, who's one of He-Man's friends, kind of summarize the movie. We then have a post-credit scene where Queen Marlena is talking to Duncan, saying that she had given up hope, but maybe one day she will come back. We then cut to a sword with lightning. Oh my god, it's She-Ra, even though we don't see her face. We then have a post-credit scene where we see Evil-Lyn picking up Skeletor's skull, and we hear him laugh. And now the movie is over. I like this movie. I don't care what anyone says. This shit was dope. As much as I thought it was going to be a cash grab, I'm surprised that they pulled off a lot of stuff well in this movie, especially making the really cartoony shit look good until it got really, really cartoony. That's maybe my only gripe with the movie, but I love the designs. I love the world design, the character design. design, all of it looked cool. The fight choreography was good. The music was great. And I wouldn't mind another movie like this. If they can keep something like this going for the potential She-Ra movie, then I'm all for it. But those are my thoughts on Masters of the Universe. I want to know what you think. Did you see the movie? Did you watch the original show back in the day? Are you also old? Let me know if you liked or didn't like the movie, and whatever other thoughts that you have in the comments section. And with that, I have been Pink, and I will see y'all whenever.